Hey folks, it's Scott Mann once again, and welcome back to another review. And this is for a film that when I saw the trailer I was interested in, but it wasn't the trailer that they did for the American release. It was the very first time I saw the trailer was when this film was called Bus 657, and the film I'm talking about is Heist from last year. Now, Heist, like I said before, if you look at the trailer to Heist, what it's labeled Heist, it's pretty generic looking trailer. But there's a great trailer. Again, it's called Bus 657. I think it's a foreign trailer. Like, people still talk English in it, but it has a really creepy version of the wheels on the bus go round and round. A piece of music which you do hear in this movie for a little bit. And it lives throughout the entire trailer, and it really sold me into watching this film. So I don't know why. It just goes to show you that they had a great trailer when it was called Bus 657, but then when this was changed to Heist, they put a different trailer together and it looked like shit, which sucks. But get to the film itself. As you notice, the film stars Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who was in Watchmen, among many other films, Robert De Niro, Kate Bosworth, Dave Bautista. Never make a bet you can't afford to lose. I don't know what that means, actually, a bet. I guess because Robert De Niro's character, he runs this casino, and he's done some dirty dealings in the past. And the plot is Jeffrey Dean Morgan works there with cards, and his daughter's very sick and needs surgery, and it costs like $300,000. So he goes up to Robert De Niro, who's his subordinate is played by Morris Chestnut, which he was in. He was kind of a sidekick to Steven Seagal Under Siege 2. He was the bad guy in Half Past Dead. But anyway, Jeffrey D. Morgan asks Robert De Niro, hey, can I have some money? I'll pay you back. Robert De Niro says no. And then Jeffrey Dean Morgan meets this guy, Dave Bautista, who also works at the casino. And before this meeting Jeffrey Dean Morgan had with Robert De Niro, Dave Bautista, which he actually does a pretty good job in this. He's actually doing better as an actor. He did a good job in Guardians of the Galaxy. I did not see Spectre, which I think he's in, but he did a good job in this as well. He had approached Jeffrey D. Morgan and says, hey, let's rob the casino. And Jeffrey D. Morgan says no, but then after a little confrontation, after Robert De Niro says no, and he pretty much gets fired, he's like, okay, fine, let's do it. So Jeffrey D. Morgan, Dave Bautista, and these two other guys rob the casino. Things go haywire. They get out of there. They commandeer a bus, Bus 657, and the rest of the film is his chase. The cops coming after them. They have to figure out what to do next, that sort of thing, which I'll get into more. But right off the bat, one good thing about this film is the director, Scott Mann. And if you're like, who's Scott Mann? Scott Mann had directed a film, which I think is a very underrated flick, called The Tournament. Very underrated action film. I thought it was very well done, well directed. Like, that's more of an action film. This is more, it has little spots of action, but it's more of a crime. I don't know if I want to say thriller, kind of a little bit of thriller, drama, crime film, heist film. Maybe that's the best way to call it. But Scott Mann, he's a very talented director. I don't know why, through all these years, he's only directed 2 films. And while I would say I like The Tournament a bit more, this was still a pretty decent film. Overall, I liked it. I liked the flick. I know my good friend Effrey saw this film, and he told me a bit about it, and he enjoyed it. And Scott Mann, capable director. I wish he could do more things. He should get big Hollywood productions. I would really like that. Like, Scott Mann, he should have directed the Taken sequels, Taken 2 and Taken 3, not Olivier Mediton of bullshit. Scott Mann should have directed them, honestly. So you have a capable director, the cast as well. Jeffrey D. Morgan was a standout. He did a fantastic job in his performance. Because when I say the plot may not sound like the most original, the most clever, the most, oh my god, this is breaking the mold. I mean, this is a film that came out straight to DVD in the US. And it's not going to break the mold in the crime drama or action or whatever genre you want to put it. But it's a film that was done well. It went at a good pace. It's only 80-some minutes long. Doesn't overstay its welcome. For a direct-to-video film, I think it's pretty damn decently shot. It doesn't look too cheap. I mean, again, it's a direct-to-video, direct-to-DVD, but it looks like at least there's a little bit of budget behind it. And good cast. Like I said, Jeffrey D. Morgan did a great job as the dad who just wants to do this to save his daughter. And there's one scene in particular where he's almost at the end of his rope. And he's on the phone. He's stuck on the bus. And he's talking to his daughter. And his daughter's like, oh, yeah, this person told me that you're trying to be a real hero for me, Daddy. I'm proud of you, Dad. And he's like, man, I wish I could make you better. I wish that you had to take all the pain and just let me feel it so you didn't have to. And he's crying, but it's not over the top, laughable crying. It's something that made me feel. And when the phone hangs up, he's getting pissed. Like, just get me off this bus. And he did a standout job. He was the MVP of the movie. But the other people were good. Like Robert De Niro, I thought he was actually pretty decent as a guy who, yeah, he runs the casino, which has some dirty dealings. But you also get the idea that he doesn't have the best relationship with his daughter, and he wants to give some stuff to his daughter, but his daughter wants nothing to do with him. And later on, you find out that he is dying, and that's why he wants to give something for his daughter. And his daughter says, "You know what? If you want to do something for me, take that business that you have, all the dirty stuff you do, and then burn it to the ground." So it's like you have a little bit of Robert De Niro dealing with certain stuff. Like I said, Dave Bautista, who is more of the hothead type of character, more of the switch that's ready to be flipped very easily type of guy, much more violent type of guy. He did a pretty good job in it. Let's see, you have Kate Bosworth, Morris Chestnut as Robert De Niro's subordinate. He did what he had to do. D.B. Sweeney as the bus driver. It was nice to see him in the film. One guy that was, well, I'll get to him, because it was really cool to see him in this, but the weak spot of the acting, I would give to Gina Carano, who plays a cop, who's on the phone with Jeffrey D. Morgan while they're on the bus, and she's trying to do what she can, and I wish they would have gotten someone else than Gina Carano, because Gina Carano, they hired her, and she's a fighter, but she doesn't have any fight scenes. She has literally a 1 or 2 punch confrontation with Dave Bautista. It's not really a confrontation, it's just they have a little bit of standoff and they each punch each other once. It's like nothing to it. It's not a fight, it's a dialogue, like a little standoff, and she has to get off the bus because they make her get off, and she was there to take some people off. So if you're not going to have her fight, I'm like, did you hire her for her name? Because it's not her acting. Like, I think every one of these other people did a good job, but Gina Carano was pretty bad. That's one of the weak spots of the film. I wish they had gotten... Yeah, if you want to talk about a female actress... I'm trying to think of some female actresses nowadays. I mean... what was that girl? Is it Emily Watson? No. Who's the girl on Edge of Tomorrow? Was it Emily Watson? Is that her name? I can't remember now, damn it. I think she's in Sicario as well, which I haven't seen, but I've heard good things. But I mean, you could on, even if it's someone older like Mira Sorvino or, yes, a tough girl, a tough woman. I'd buy someone like Halle Berry more than Gina Carano, acting-wise, I'm saying. I'm not talking physical-wise, because it didn't give her any physical thing to do, but acting-wise, it would have been nice to have a actual actress, not a girl who's a fighter who she can't really act. She's pretty wooden. So I give the weak spot to her. They should. But the other guy I was talking about that was really cool to see him is Mark Paul Gosselaar. Yes, Zach from Saved by the Bell himself, and he would be on, I believe, in the later seasons of NYPD Blue, I believe. And he was in this film that I need to get one day because I haven't seen it forever. Dead Man on Campus. And Mark Paul Gosselaar, he can act. He's actually a pretty good actor. And he did a good job in here. They do some of his character, which was unneeded and unnecessary. But he's playing a detective, and he's a wise ass. He has some fun lines of dialogue. Like, Mark Paul Gosselaar, he impressed me in this. I'm like, I wish, I could see him in a lead as a cop, a detective. Because again, I think he was on the later seasons of NYPD Blue. Could be wrong. Might have been another show. But the little bits he has, he's actually pretty good. Mark Paul Gosselaar. Like the lead from Save the Bell, he's actually a pretty good actor. The music at times I thought fit the film like a glove, especially in the final sort of sequence between Robert De Niro and Jeffrey D. Morgan. The little piece of music that I heard, again, a creepy version of almost wish I could hear more of that because I really enjoy that piece of music. Get more into the film. It wasn't confusing. I didn't notice too much shaky cam, at least to me. It's a pretty straightforward film. Like I said, it's an 80-some minute flick. I already told you sort of the setup of the film. And what more could I give away? Because I don't know if I want to give every single thing. It's not action-packed. Like, you're not going to see big fisticuffs, and you're not going to see big... If you're like me and you saw the movie The Tournament, you're not getting that kind of action film. That's why it'd be misleading. There's action, there's pieces of action in it. For example, this sequence here is a sequence where the SWAT team get on top of the bus and Bautista's shooting from underneath, and some of them get in. Jeffrey D. Morgan, Bautista is fighting some of the SWAT guys and throwing them off the bus. So you get little pieces like that, but it's not an action movie first and foremost. It's more of a crime drama, little bit of thriller aspect. But I was fine with it because other than Gina Carano, the cast play the roles well. Jeffrey D. Morgan really felt for his character. He gave a very strong showing, acting-wise. I thought he just really did an excellent job. Robert De Niro, I know some people say he was phoning it in. I disagree. I liked what Robert De Niro did in this flick, especially in the finale. I thought it was interesting. Again, it's not the most original film, but if it entertains me enough and I think it's well done enough, then that's fine. I can take it. That's weird. It says Jeffrey D. Morgan from Watchmen and Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. Jeffrey D. Morgan's in Batman vs. Superman? He's in that movie? I mean, that's what it says in the back here. What's he playing in that movie? Anyway. There's not. I mean, do I want to give that away? Like I said, there's something with Mark Paul Gauss's character that I thought they didn't really need to go that route. It's like a little twist, which wasn't needed, wasn't really honestly wanted. But that, Gina Carano's acting, and maybe a bit more of action, but at the same time, you don't want a lot of these guys killing cops and such because then it would negate Jeffrey D. Morgan. He doesn't want people to get hurt. He doesn't want people to die. But at the same time, it would negate the ending for him to get this money to his sick kid. So, and there's times that what I like is Jeffrey D. Morgan stopping Dave Bautista from killing someone and trying to do the best that he can. So it made me believe why these passengers would not mind Jeffrey D. Morgan's character. And again, Jeffrey D. Morgan is the primary reason I liked this film. But it went at a good enough pace. When the bits of action there, I thought were well handled enough. Maybe there's a little bit of shaky cam, but it's not as bad as honestly the Bourne films or the Taken sequels or Columbiana. Like this was to me an acceptable way of doing it. Again, I love the scene where Jeffrey D. Morgan's on the phone and he's talking to his daughter, and the girl they picked for the daughter of Jeffrey D. Morgan was really cute. So it really made you sympathize with Jeffrey D. Morgan's character, and Jeffrey D. Morgan knocked out of the park in that sequence. And for a film that really no one talked about, it went under the radar, it got thrown under the bus, pun intended. It's a shame because, again, capable cast, straightforward plot, for the most part. Not too long, under 90 minutes, only 80-some minutes long. Really not that boring at all. Kept at a good pace. Capable director Scott Mann. Overall, I liked it. I liked it for what it was. I thought it was... I liked the trailer, Bus 657. And, again, I would rather them cast someone else other than Gina Carano. I would appreciate maybe a little bit more action sequences. Like, it doesn't have to be them killing cops. Maybe some fight scenes. Like, if you have Dave Bautista and you have Gina Carano, maybe have them engage in some type of fight scene somehow. Whether have Gina Carano fight Dave Bautista in a big fight, since one's a wrestler and was Gina Carano, is she UFC? But, I mean, like, have them fight each other or something to that effect. Maybe a bit more like fisticuffs or... But, again, this is more of a crime heist movie than an action film, but there's bits of action in it. But overall, I know I'm repeating myself, so I'll end it here. I liked it. I thought it was a pretty damn decent film. Well done. And I wanted to do this review because with a title like Heist, it's not the most original title. I think there's a Gene Hackman film from like a decade ago called Heist with like Gene Hackman and Danny DeVito, which I've never seen. I don't know why they changed the title. Bus 657 I think worked better as a title because Heist just seems generic. And when you watch the trailer with this title, it looks like a generic movie. But I'm going to try to find the trailer I'm talking about and put that in the link below, because that's a much better trailer. But overall, pretty damn decent film. I liked it. Can't say it's one of my favorite films this year because it came out last year. And I was meaning to watch it, but I just didn't have time until now. But overall, that's my thoughts on Heist, aka Bus 657. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.